Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Sports Talk Network. Welcome to the Smackdown live review here for July 4th. 4th of July, Independence Day. Happy 4th of July, those in America celebrating it. Hope you had fun with your friends, family, and otherwise. Stay safe, watch some fireworks. I can still hear some here in my neighborhood going off residentially. So hopefully everybody here in the States, America had a great 4th of July, but also was great with SmackDown Live episode. Wasn't the greatest of all time, but was a pretty good episode, better than Raw, and that's saying something with Raw being a go-home show to a pay-per-view, Great Balls of Fire, a new pay-per-view to the WWE schedule and the WWE season. So that certainly was telling to me in that way. So SmackDown being better than Raw this week, in my opinion. But let's get other people's opinions. So we do first, Palmer J. Simmons. How are you doing, my friend?
Hey guys, I hope y'all had a good week and stay safe out there. And happy 4th of July.
And also with us, Kyron Chase. You're going to check his channel out, Kyron Chase. He already has his predictions for Great Balls of Fire with him and his brother, but also catch him here on Steve's Wrestling Ramble on Thursday evening to give his predictions for this show. They could be the same, they could be different. That is up to him. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Steve. What's up, both of you guys, and happy 4th of July to you guys and everyone watching.
Yeah, let's get started. Like I said, SmackDown Live, 4th of July. The biggest things going down or being promoted heading into this SmackDown Live episode being the return of pretty much like Mr. America, John Cena, the true face that runs the place. His return to WWE as a free agent. That gimmick there on WWE. And also the Battle Royal, Independence Day Battle Royal, to crown a new number one contender for Kevin Owens and his United States Championship. Excuse me. John Cena returning to SmackDown Live. I want to get you guys' thoughts on that, being one of the big things. First, we'll start with Kyron. What do you think of his promo and Rusev and everything from there?
I thought it was a great promo, but then again, I'm biased because, like I said before, John Cena is actually my favorite wrestler. But I thought it was a good promo from both John and Rusev. It was great seeing John back, but it was also just as great to see Rusev back because I said before, Rusev is one of the most underrated people in WWE, both in the ring and on the mic. So it was great seeing him again. Now, granted, I kind of wish they wouldn't redo this feud and they would do other things, but it was a great promo from both men. They both showed a lot of passion in different ways. And it's just he didn't what they wanted to do. So I can't really be mad at it.
Palmer?
Yeah, I wasn't really shocked that he returned, but I wish they had a match tonight since it was a 4th of July. I don't know why would they do it at Battleground, but anyway, John Cena promo, it was alright, And Rusev, I don't like Rusev. He's not my favorite, but at the same time, I think he's overrated though. At the same time, so yeah, I don't think this feud would be interesting, but I hope the match will. So yeah.
Okay, and before we move on, I want to ask Kyron, Chase, a question. What are your thoughts on this being the way they bring back Rusev to WWE, this being his first feud facing off John Cena in a flag match at WWE Battleground, especially with how things were supposed to go, what his story was supposed to be of him not returning until he gets a title shot, thinking maybe he might get a title shot randomly, whether he'll win or not, stuff like that, whether it was WWE title or it could have been construed US title, whatever, like that was going to be the way. But instead, he returns and he's going to be facing John Cena right away, who, quote unquote, and as I'm using air quotes here, buries talent, facing him instead of being in a title picture as we all assumed that to be the way it was going to go. So what are your thoughts on WWE having it this way of reintroducing Rusev and having him return to WWE and make his debut technically also on SmackDown Live?
Well, first off, let me just say I hate that whole quote unquote buries talent thing, but I'm not gonna get into that. a feud with John Cena isn't something small, mind you. But Rusev has already feuded with John, and coming out of feud, Rusev didn't look very good. So I'd rather them do something else with him. I was more than open to him having a WWE title shot. Heck, if he had took the title off Mahal, I would love that because giving it to someone who really deserves it. Or if he goes into a United States Championship feud with AJ or Kevin, whoever comes out of that battleground, that'd have been good for him too. But I want to see how this is gonna be booked before I really give any real analysis on how I feel about this feud. But right now, I'm gonna keep an open mind.
Same here. I want to see where they want to go with John Cena going from there. But the other big thing from SmackDown that I want to bring up, and I'll bring this up, and then we'll get into other things. But the Independence Day Battle Royal for the #1 contendership for the United States Championship to face Kevin Owens is as we all expected, assumed, thought it to be, and it was to be AJ Styles winning, and AJ Styles will be facing Kevin Owens at Battleground for the U.S. title. So I get you guys' thoughts on the Battle Royal, moments in there. What do you thought are highlights? And just such like that with AJ Styles winning. And where do you think that's going to go heading into or on the road to Battleground before the road to SummerSlam for SmackDown Live? Let's start with Palmer J.
Well, I didn't watch the Battle Royal because I was looking at fireworks. But anyway, AJ Styles deserved this, Like, he won the WWE Championship, and he's on a good start right now. He's one of the best in WWE. Like, I compare the dude to Shawn Michaels. He's that good. But yeah, I hope he wins the U.S. Championship. I really hope so.
Okay. Kyber?
Okay, going into the Battle Royal, we all knew that AJ was going to win. I didn't really have it being anyone else, nor did I even believe anyone else had a chance. But I thought it was a decent Battle Royal. While at the time I had to do some laundry, so my eye wasn't completely on it. But some things I did like. I liked the dissension between Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder. The final three between Dillinger, Styles, and Zayn was good because Dillinger WWE isn't using on SmackDown, which sucks. And AJ is the best wrestler in the world, and Zayn is one of the best as well. So of course those three is going to do good. But one thing I really love was Kevin Owens on commentary. Just the way he lashed out at everyone on the commentary table, not named JBL, was great. The way he put over some wrestlers, but still took them down. And also, I love how he was being a hypocrite and saying how he hated Mojo for apparently turning his back on Zack Ryder when he's done the same thing to so many other people. So I thought it was pretty good. And going forward, I expect a great match between Kevin and AJ. I mean, I love that match at Battleground despite it ending in a count out. But once again, I'm not going to go on anything further until the feud builds up some more.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have AJ Styles win the title like right away. I see it a few going a couple of pay-per-views, maybe I think even past SummerSlam, starting here at Battleground and then SummerSlam and then maybe a pay-per-view after that. Maybe then AJ gets the title. You would assume it would be SummerSlam where he would get the championship, everything happening at the big events, right? Can't have anything happen at other pay-per-views, even though there are countless others. But having the bigger moments at SummerSlam, at the Big Four, or as I would want to dub Big Five, with Money in the Bank part of it, in my opinion, in my viewpoint. But the point being is if that's going to be the case, and if that's the way maybe WWE is looking at it in this specific feud of all feuds they have here on SmackDown Live and over on Team Red over there in the Red brand, Monday Night Raw, then maybe in this situation, in this feud specifically, that maybe would be best for AJ Styles, for Kevin Owens, for business, for SmackDown Live, for whatever, to have AJ Styles win the United States Championship at SummerSlam and actually not having it happen at a Battleground or any other subsequent pay-per-view after WWE SummerSlam. So I think that maybe that's could where it goes. I would want it to go a little bit longer, maybe an extra pay-per-view after. Like making us all think that SummerSlam will be. It'll be a short, quick pay-per-view or a short feud, even though it'd be 2 months, but still a short feud in some of the WWE universe's eyes. But to me, I think it would behoove them in WWE to have it be longer with the two superstars in it because AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, almost like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, some fans are saying, and I know Katrina, the co-host of our SmackDown Live reviews over Talking WWJ, would say, And we want those two to fight forever, and fans saying that fight forever because they're a real life friendship and how good they are in feuding and this and that. That the same thing being with Kevin Owens and AJ Styles, different thinking, but still the same. And even that kind of forethought and mind then in their feud and in their storyline, specifically here right now for the United States Championship. And even if a title bout wasn't even in the storyline or in the picture, a feud between those two is gold in its own right, just as is Kevin Owens, AJ Styles. But those are the two main things from SmackDown Live I want to bring up, and I want to let you guys have the floor. And anything else from SmackDown that you wanted to bring up? And I guess the floor would be yours. Anything else that you want to bring to the table? So first, we'll start with Kyron.
Well, other than those two segments, and honestly, this is probably my favorite segment of the night, with the battle rap segment between New Day and the Usos. Now, this comes from someone who is a battle rap fan. I'm not talking about just playground battle rap. I'm talking about things on URL and UW. So, as someone who is a fan of battle rap, I actually caught a lot of references that a lot of people didn't get. And I'll be honest, Usos clearly won. Because, like I said, I caught a lot of references from Xavier Woods saying, slow it down. Usos saying, you're gonna get this work. And the way the Usos was rapping was just like how tag team battle rap is done on the URL and UW and Don't Flop stages. So that was a great segment. Best bar was the rated R like Xavier Woods bar from the Usos. That had me on the floor. And Wale saying Don DeMarco right after I said it. But that wasn't AJ Styles versus Chad Gable was a pretty good match too. It wasn't nothing spectacular, but it was a really good match. But other than that, that wasn't a lot. Oh yeah, of course. And you know me, Steve. You know how much I hate James Ellsworth. So seeing him get suspended and dot his pay, that made my holiday. So those are pretty good. I didn't really care much for Brandy and Jinder's segment. I thought SmackDown was good, but those are really my highlights of the night.
All right, cool. Palmer J.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite part of SmackDown tonight was the rap battle. You know, like I thought it was going to be cringy and not funny at first, but then it was like very funny tonight. You know, when I think it was Jay Uso, but he said to Xavier Woods that like keep it PG, don't be rated R, like Xavier Woods. That was so funny. And then also when James Ellsworth got suspended, you know, James Ellsworth, but I don't like him no more. He's boring now, but yeah, you know, I thought Daniel Bryan was gonna fire him at first, but you know, 30 days suspension, that's not bad. It's not bad.
Not bad. It makes me wonder where things are going to go for Carmella. Will she cash in while James is suspended? Will James make his surprise return on the road to SummerSlam at some point to help Carmella in the cashing in even, which she won't have to and wouldn't need to. I would hope they don't do it that way, book them that way. But however, there's many ways to go move forward with that and how they could have that, because they could have Carmella cashing in while James is suspended during these 30 days, her becoming SmackDown Live Women's Champion, and then when Ellsworth returns, she'd be like, I don't need you. She never did, but at that point, realizing that she didn't need him, doesn't need him, can do without him, you know, adios sort of thing. So that could be another way, avenue things could go moving forward from there. But for me, the biggest thing being the James Ellsworth Carmella thing, because you guys know, and everybody there watching live or archive knows my feelings towards Carmella and how I think she's been awesome since NXT, even being with Enzo and Big Cass, being there as a managerial role and whatever. And did I think that she would be as great as she is as an actual woman wrestler on her own at that time? Honestly, maybe not. But I did see potential in her that if she did want to give it a shot, as I would hope all women, even that are valets, want to, as Lana is pure proof of that wanting to get in the ring, and whether it's a success or not, we'll see in time. But the point being is that just being a reference to Carmella, NXT, and then coming up in the main roster, and ever since her debut on SmackDown Live and this and that, I think she's been great, kind of like Alexa Bliss. When Alexa Bliss got drafted from NXT to SmackDown Live in the WWE Draft 2016, as well how far she has come in her character and a mic, this and that, and everything, even in ring skill talent. I think she's improved. So Carmella and Alexa Bliss, my two favorites in the women's division overall. So that seeing James Ellsworth being suspended and everything made me think and wonder where will it go moving forward. At the rap battle, I thought was okay. I'm not really into that sort of stuff, so things did go over my head. Not saying it wasn't entertaining. It just wasn't as entertaining as it was to Kyron and others that actually knew what was going on more so than I would, sort of thing. I mean, like I said, I still found it entertaining for my level of knowledge, so to speak, or interest. But I'm sure if I got more of the references, it would have been even more so. Just like before I ever got to see Godfather movies, I never got the references in TV shows and in other movies and sort of things until I actually watched the movie a couple years ago with a friend in college, from college. So things like that, like you don't truly enjoy something until you actually know what the basis is they're talking about. And in battles, especially in rap battles, or I would assume stuff like that, there's underlying meaning to some of the words, things they say. So I still enjoyed it. It's just like I said, I might have enjoyed it. I would have if I knew more, sort of thing, I guess. But I am how I am, so I'm not gonna lie about that. But that's pretty much it. I'll let Kyron and Palmer promote themselves, say anything, last words they want to say in general or overall, and we'll go from there. First, we'll let Palmer J start off.
All right, so follow me on Twitter at ihoop2, and also follow me on Instagram at Palmer Got Trophies, and keep tuned of my channel because I might do balls of fire prediction. So yeah.
Okay, Kyron Chase.
Follow me on Twitter and all my social media at SplashBroKyron, except my DeviantArt, that's just Kyron Chase. My YouTube channel, Kyron Chase, where as Steve said that earlier day, me and my younger brother Kyrie, we did our great balls of fire predictions. But I'm still going to be here third day to do my predictions again. On my channel, I do videos about wrestling, Sonic, and My Little Pony Friendship with Magic. And as usual, I love being a co-host on the show.
Exactly. It's great to have you. And like I say, and like I will be saying each and every week, this is the second week doing it. My bad. Second week doing it. These reviews of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, Monday and Tuesday, starting at 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern, here on this channel. So same channel, same time, 2 days in a row for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. So on Raw, obviously, it's right after the show. For SmackDown, it's an hour after the show has ended. Also, next week, look forward to Kurt Angle, WWE 24, finally dropping on the WWE Network. Kurt Angle, WWE 24. I'll be live doing my Raw review. Don't worry, I'll still be here. But after I'm done, maybe at 1 a.m, whatever, I'll be watching WWE 24 and continuing watching Forever and Ever Amen. Because Kyra knows, Palmer knows, and everybody else that knows me knows how much of a fan and mark I am of Kurt Angle. It was since his beginning in WWE. I even followed him after he left WWE over at TNA. TNA otherwise, and everything in between, all the way back now to his return to WWE, going to the Hall of Fame, this and that. Even had a short conversation with him on Twitter in the DMs, right around the time he was going to the Hall of Fame. So that was nice. It wasn't anything super interesting, but still a simple communication there. But welcome to follow me on Twitter at WB_podcast. Subscribe to this channel, of course. Subscribe to Kyron and Palmer J's channels as well. Check out Kyron's predictions because you never know. Thursday night, they might be different. A couple of days to think about it. He might change his mind in a couple of matches, or maybe he'll go the same way. You'll have to find out on Thursday night. And even if he does change his mind, his predictions on his channel are for his channel. His predictions here for Steve's Wrestling Ramble are for Steve's Wrestling Ramble. So either way, See how he does. Hope everybody has a great 4th of July rest of your evening. Have a great rest of your week. I will be back, of course, Thursday night for Steve's Wrestling Ramble. Next week, I'll be back for the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live reviews. Also next week, I might be doing another Star versus video. Star versus the Forces of Evil. Heading into June 15th, 2-hour movie event to start off season 3 for Star versus on Disney XD. So again, I might be doing another video next week. It might be a preview and prediction of what I think is going to be going down in the 2-hour movie event. But as always, take care.
Peace.
Peace out.